test. All right, it's the 23rd of Jan. We've got about 30 minutes to the NY Open. I'm going to get to the charts in a second. Just give me a thumbs up if the sound is good. Just give me a thumbs up if the sound is good. Is everything okay? Can you hear me clearly? Okay, perfect. Thanks very much. All right, so 30 minutes exactly to the NY Open. We've got, let's take a look at the calendar first. So we've got unemployment claims in about an hour from now. So I'm not going to be opening any trades until then. Or I'm not going to be looking for any setups until then, right? I mean, that's better. I'm not going to be looking for any setups until unemployment claims, which is an hour from now. It's not a big news event, but when there is news 30 minutes after the NY Open, I usually don't look for any setups until then, right? So maybe the 15-minute candle of news, the 15-minute candle before news, is probably when I'm going to start looking for a possible setup if there is one. If there isn't one, then we're going to wait for the news candle, the 15-minute news candle to close, and then see what price shows us if there is a setup or not. Okay, so we've got plenty of time to do an analysis today. Yeah. Okay, let's get to work. Right. So on the daily, price closed above 2750. We're pushing up, right? We're very bullish on the high time frames, on the weekly and the daily. We're very bullish, and price. Just a second. Yeah. So price is pushing up, right? Now, I had put this line 2758.50 yesterday. I'd marked it on the chart because of these wicks. This wick here, this wick here, and price didn't close above that. It pushed below, right? Now we got to see, is price respecting those wicks, and is it going to push down, close below 2750 and continue down, or is this a liquidity grab to go up, right? So it's one of those two scenarios. Okay, very broad strokes on a macro level. It's one of those two scenarios. Is price respecting these wicks? And is this a reversal? Or has it now just tested this wick and we've closed above 2750. So are we doing a liquidity grab to continue higher? Above 275850, first above that. So we'll need to see some sort of candle closes above that. 275850, maybe like a 30-minute close above it, and then continue to 2787, right, which is weekly resistance. Now there's also a daily supply here, right at 2774, right? 2774 is daily supply. Okay, so it's got to get there, but I think if it has enough volume to get to 2774, we should head to 2787, right, pretty easily, because it'll take a lot of volume to get up there. That's about 300 pips from now, and once it does that, it should continue another 125 pips to 2787. Okay, all right, let's go to the 4 now. Before we go to our trading, before we go and draw our zones, let's just look at what happened yesterday. Yesterday was really crap in terms of the NY session. I mean, just range. Look at this. This is just horse crap, right? This is just candles closing side by side with nothing. Now, it did respect the liquidity candle that we had marked, right? We had marked this prior to the NY Open on the 5-minute time frame. There is a liquidity candle there, a perfect liquidity candle. It tested it, came down, and then tested it again here, and then just ranged a lot more, and then I think in the London session today, finally dropped, right? So it was just very ugly. Like if you look at the 1 hour time frame, it's really ugly on the 1 hour time frame. We're just, I mean, look at that. It's just, there's nothing there, right? So as a session trader, I don't have the patience to wait in. Look at the amount of hours 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 hours. There's no way, right? To wait for a move to happen. That's just too long, right? So nothing happened yesterday. New York session. That's why I manage risk. So I was in a trade. I was in a, I think, a buy trade, and soon as this candle closed, I think I had taken entry somewhere here. I think somewhere here or higher up. I think somewhere here maybe. But soon as this candle closed, M30 support formed off the EMS. No reason to hold the trade, right? So you got to have risk management, logical risk management ideas in place that when you see that, you just have to you just have to close. Don't try to overanalyze. That's why you got to have them in place, right? You got to visualize them in advance and have them in place. So whenever, so if you're in a sell trade and you see, if you're a session trader, let me rephrase that. If you're a session trader, so if you're trading a particular session, maybe the first 2 3 hours of a open of a session, right? The London Open, the Frankfurt Open, the NY Open, the pre-NY session, whatever. If you're trading the first couple of hours or the 2 3 hours, and if you're in a sell trade and you see an M30 support form, cut your positions. At least cut 50% because the possibility of price going uh, in your direction now is cut by half, right? The possibility of price going down is cut by half soon as M30 support forms. So there is now a higher chance the price is going to go against you, right? Now it might eventually go up, and if I held my trades, it would have come down. It would have been a winning day for me, but I wouldn't have held the trade because I don't hold trades overnight, right? So this turned out to be a winning trade from this liquidity candle. The idea turned out to win, but I don't have patience as a session trader to hold a trade for 22 hours, right? That's not me. I don't do that. So I closed it here and called it a day, and that was it. And there's just garbage after that. So let's just remove these now. So just keep that in mind. The reason I brought this up is um, when you see when if you're, let's say, in a buy trade and you see M30 resistance form, cut 50%. The likelihood of price going in your direction now is cut by half, right? It's very, very simple. Cut 50%. Don't hold your entire position. Cut. So you might take you might take partial profits, and then if price goes against you, then you lose less than what you had intended. Uh, you'd lose less than what you had initially risked, right? Um, okay. Let's get rid of all of these lines. Now, I also said at the last 10 minutes, I always give out a trade idea. So I think the trade idea that I had given out was a buy, if I remember correct. And I said wait for price to come down to the BRN, right, which is there, 2750, or the liquidity candle, and wait for M30 support to form for to take a buy. It never did. So the buys never happened. Price never came there, right? It never came there yesterday. It did come there today in the London session, but it never came there yesterday. Okay. So, but the sells did play out. But honestly, I wouldn't call this a winning trade because I didn't hold it. So if I didn't hold it, then I wouldn't call it a winning trade. And it doesn't make sense to hold a, if you're a session trader, to hold a trade for 22 hours makes no sense. Um, okay. Yeah, let's clean up the chart and draw our zones. Let's get rid of this liquidity candle. This demand zone is not broken yet, so I have to keep that on the chart. Now we have new supply here, so let's get rid of all of these. Let's get rid of that. Let's move this label across. The reason I'm keeping this demand zone is because price hasn't broken below it yet, right? We're very close, but it hasn't broken and closed below yet. So if it did, then I would have got rid of it and we would have redrawn whatever zones that we have. But this zone is still valid because price hasn't broken through it. Okay, right. So now let's start. Okay, the first supply level is right here. Okay, that's a drop, two basin candles and a drop. And the reason for these as basin candles is, right, is because it has more collective wick than body in both these candles. So that's the supply, right? That's the closest supply zone. Sorry. This candle hasn't closed yet. Sorry. Let me redo that. We'll have to do that on the 1 hour. Yeah, we'll have to wait for the 1 hour candle to close here. Anyway, let's do the 4 hour. Okay, that's the closest supply for now, based off the 4 hour. We're going to go down to the 1 hour, and there is a zone here. It's not visible on the 4 hour because it's just two doji-like candles here, but there is a drop here. So we're going to, and price has reacted to it and dropped. So we're going to go take a look at this on the 1 hour, but on the 4 hour, what you have is a drop, two basin candles, because this candle has more collective wick than body, and then a drop here, right? So a drop, two basin candles and a drop. Leg in, two base candles, leg out. And then above that is this rally and this drop here, right? So we're going to go mark that as well. Okay. We're going to clean this up later on. Okay, we're going to extend these to the right. Yeah, we got news today, and Trump is in office. So we're going to extend the zone to the right to cover at least a 400 pip area, maybe even a little bit more, maybe even here. Okay, that should be good. Okay, so these zones are all drawn from, I think, from last week or the beginning of the week. I'm not going to redraw them here, right? So let's put in the numbers on this. This open is 47, high 027. And then above is this high. So let's take a look at this on the 1 hour time frame and see if you have a base there. Yeah, this one here, but price has come. Let's look at the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, that's a clear base. You have a rally, a base, and a drop, right? So I'm going to bring it to that, but price has tapped it, so we're going to take it a little higher. This high is 027. This high is 341. 341, 0. Okay. Now, as I said, we're going to take a look at that zone, this area on the 4 hour, on the 1 hour. Okay. So there is clearly a drop. Basin candles here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then a further drop down, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this zone based off on the 1 hour time frame. Hmm. Just trying to figure this out. Let's see. That's the rally. That's the rally. That's the base, and that's the drop. Rally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 base in candles, and then the drop. That's better. High double 558. Yeah, yeah. Based off the 1 hour, there's a zone there, right? Now that's clear. Yes, so that's the rally, 4 base in candles, and a drop. Price came, tested it, and is dropping again. So that's clear supply. So we're going to move this zone higher so it doesn't overlap. This high is double 558. Okay, much better, right? So now we can clearly see price is creating supply levels, right? It created a supply level yesterday, Asian session, and then again today, right? So it's creating supply zones instead of demand. It's creating supply, or it's creating resistance levels instead of support levels for price to move down. So you can see that now from here, this 275,850, we are getting a reaction, and price is like it pushed here. It pushed down here 500 pips, pushed down here 200 plus pips, and we came here for the third time to 275,850, and we're pushing down again. So we are going to get a reaction here. Now we don't know how far the reaction is going to be. Is it going to come all the way down here, 450 pips, or are we going to just get a small reaction and then continue up? We'll have to look at the lower time frames to understand that. Okay, so price is right now stuck between these two. Let's look at this demand level again. And now that price has come deep into it, we're going to label that as H1. So there's H1 supply here, H4 supply here. Let's look at this on the H1 time frame. So price has come deep into it. It's come here on the 4-hour. This was the zone. Now price has come to this zone right here, rally, base, rally, this one. So we're going to bring this down here to the close 44.69. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, that's good, right? So we've come here. So price is in between. There's about a 71 pip gap between the two. And we've got this BRN here. Okay, so price could easily pull back to the BRN, grab liquidity, and come down. Remember that these are all the reason I say that is because price always is looking for liquidity. And where's my screen? Screen is not here. Anyway, there are 5 levels of liquidity, and price can pull up that I identify, and it can pull up to any one of those liquidity levels to continue in the opposite direction. Okay. All right. Now, okay, so we have our zones now. These are the supply zones, and above that is this. So let's extend this to the right as well, and that's the last zone. Beyond that, there is nothing. right? It's all-time highs after that. Um, and I hope price doesn't get up there, because once it comes here, uh, there are no zones. Once price comes here, literally there is no prep work, because what do you do now? There is no zones. There is nothing to the left, right? So I hope it doesn't come there, because then you got to wait a few days for structure to form, and this has happened. If you watch the old live streams, you'll see this happen. It happened several times last year when price was making all-time highs, and it did that several times last year, right? So when that happens, you have to wait for usually maybe 1 day, 2 days, maybe even 3 days to wait for some sort of structure to form, so you have zones that you can draw and trade from, right? So I hope we don't come here. I hope we kind of start going down where we have structure and we can take session trades. Um, all right, let's just extend this to the right. Okay, now next thing I do is we have a supply and we have a closest demand. Now we're going to check. Now this zone was um, a large zone. Price has come deep into it. It's crossed the 50% mark, obviously, with this wick coming deep into it. So I'd no longer consider it a high liquidity zone. So we're going to get rid of that label, right? Now these zones are not touched, and for the reasons why I had mentioned yesterday, because they've taken out opposite supply zones on the left. That's why they're high liquidity zones, right? For those who are here, those who are new here. Um, okay. Uh, right. Now we're going to check if the zones above the this zone took out anything on the left. This supply here, so this rally, 4 basin candles and a drop, took out this demand here, right? So making this a high liquidity zone. All right. And the zone above here, this rally and these basin candles and a drop, took out these wicks here at the bottom, right? So there is demand here. If you go down a time frame to the 30-minute, you'll see a drop, base rally, and this move down took this out, and this move down started from this zone right here. I hope that's clear. Yeah, this zone, the move that started here took out this demand, drop, base, rally, right? So this too is a high liquidity zone. And then the zone above, there is a rally, a base, and a drop, and it didn't take out anything to the left. No, so that's not a high liquidity zone. It's just these two, okay? All right, that's it. So let's just clean up the chart now before we move to our next step. Save this. All right, now, next step is price is already in demand, right? We're already in here. It's very likely that we're going to pull back up and then break this low and continue down. So if we pull back up, where can price grab liquidity? First spot area is this 2750, right? That's a liquidity area, 2750. Grab liquidity and continue down. The next is the zone. If it comes to the zone, is there a liquidity candle in the zone? Right? That's what we're going to check now. We're going to look for the largest bearish candle from that zone. So that's a 28. The candles are not that big. That's a 25 pip candle. Also 25 pip candle. Okay, let's look at this on the 15-minute time frame. It's this candle right here. Yeah, this one. 474219. 74219. Yeah. Okay, that's a candle. That's a liquidity candle. And if price comes further up, if that liquidity isn't enough, comes here. I honestly don't see any liquidity candle here. This looks like just compression, so price could, once it comes here, just carry straight through. If it's going up, there doesn't seem to be anything here except for this candle. Yeah, we'll just mark it. Take a look at it on the 30-minute time frame. 33 pips, 25 pips. Yeah, that one right there. Nothing really in this area though. It's not any liquidity left. You can see how many times prices tap this area. It's not a clean drop. It's just consumed most of that liquidity. Tapped it several times. Here, 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 almost here. So it's not much liquidity left in this. 954626. Okay. All right. So we got that done. All right. Now let's just take a look at, save this. Take a look at the area that price currently is in. Okay. You're coming down. Yeah. I'd want to take sells, to be honest. I want to take a pull. I want to see a pullback, and I want to take sells. If you look at the 4-hour, we've tapped into this. Price is going to break this low, right? This is a tap to grab liquidity, but we're heading down. So there's a difference. When price taps to grab liquidity and we close bullish, and you see bullish candles form, that's a liquidity grab to go up. There is a difference between that and this. This is a liquidity, this is consume the liquidity so that price can easily continue down, right? Can break and continue and fill this wick and continue down. That's what this is. It's a bearish candle close above 2750. The next candle, if you look at the 1 hour, go back to this. This candle opened at 1300 IC market server time. If you go to the 1 hour, yeah, so this candle is closing. This is confirmation that we're heading down because the 1 hour candle is closing below 2750. This 1 hour candle is, yeah, off this 4 hour candle, right? So this one tapped, cleared the way for price to move down, and now the 1 hour is closing below 2750 continue. So what you should be looking for is a pullback and a continuation down, right? So where is price going to pull back to? That's what we want to see during news. We want to take that trade to go down. Now, there's plenty of time. We've got 30 minutes for news. Just give me a second. Test, yeah. One of my audio channels is not working today, so I hope I'm going to have to re-listen to this um, live stream later on once it's done and see if both channels, but at least on the streaming software that I use, it shows one channel isn't working. Anyway, okay. So yeah, we are coming down. Now, where are we coming down to? Let's take a look at this area on the 4 hour. This was the zone that we drew yesterday. We covered the 1 hour area. Let's look at that liquidity candle again. That is a fairly large area. Might have two liquidity candles in here. Let's do this again. Let's get rid of this. So this is the area. 81 pips, 103 pips. 80 pips. 82. Let's click on the 30-minute. 47. 49. 68. Let's look at the 15-minute. 55. Yeah, this is tricky. This candle is larger and that's smaller. Hmm. I think price is going to break through this. I don't see any liquidity here. That's why I'm struggling to draw a liquidity candle, to find a liquidity. There is no liquidity here. All these candles are just, this is just compression. There's nothing except for that candle, except for this candle. It's a 48 pip candle. That candle is outside the zone. It's a 46 pip candle. 40, yeah. Yeah, except for this candle, which price tested and failed to come back in. Except for this, there is nothing here. 574099. 5740.99. So if we break this, we're coming down easy here. Another 60 pips down and then probably come to this liquidity candle, which is 100 pips from that candle. Yeah, that's a clean drop, about 180 pip drop. If price pulls back, grabs liquidity to continue down. That's a nice trade to be in. That's where it'll come to. Because this honestly doesn't have, you'll have to take partial positions up here, 2730, and then here 2726 or 2725. Yeah, there's nothing in this area, to be honest. It's just crap. It's nothing. Just it's very just small candles going up on the 15 minute, 30 minute. There's nothing big except for this candle on the 30 minute, which is covered by this candle, which is fine. Just that one candle inside the zone. Okay, 20 minutes for you, 21 minutes for you. It's got plenty of time still. Okay, so right, let's just save this and let's look at what price has done for the day. Yeah, if it comes, we know, at least we have a roadmap. We know where price, if it's coming, we know where it's coming to, right? If it's coming down, it's coming to this zone here. If it's going up to grab liquidity, we know where it's going to. So that is why I do this, because to have a roadmap, right, for the session. Um, okay, let's go to the 15 minute and take a look at what price has done so far. Okay, so this is where the market opened, right there. Zoom in. Okay, so the market opened here, pull back here. Yeah, that's the Asian high. Then came down. Asian low, Asian low right there, and then London high and London low. That's pretty easy. 954. If you are using the indicator that I use, these lines are plotted automatically, okay? Just to let you know. It's there in the user manual. It's this, where is that? This one, right? So these are the Asian high, Asian low times. You can take a screenshot of this one if you are using it's under liquidity runs, right? So if you are familiar with smart money concepts, this setting works perfectly. If you're familiar with the London raid, the Asian raid, the Judas swing, I'm not going to explain all of that now because I don't use that in my trading. I don't use any of that in my trading, but it is for this setting right here, this setting right until here. These are all inputs for those who trade smart money concepts, right? So there are two sessions there covered. You can name it whatever you want to name it, and these are the times I have. Just make a note of these times, and then you can name it whatever you want. But on the default settings, it's named, labeled correctly as per smart money concepts. But you can change those names to whatever you want to change, whatever you want to use. But make note of these times. If you're using IC markets, make use of these hours. If you're not using IC markets and using a different broker, or if you want to adjust the open time of the session to a time that you feel might be better suited to you, then just play around with these numbers here, 230 or 245 or 3. You can play around with these numbers, okay? But that once you have, I've put the color as none, but if I change this color to one of these colors, then you'll see the line, right? Um, but for now I have it as none. And those are for anyone who's using this indicator that I have on my chart. Yeah. Okay. So where were we? It was the Asian high 624. It's the London high. That's around when the Frankfurt session opens, so it's considered as a London high. 558. And then this is the London low. We are coming down. This low 096. Yeah. Still got about 15 minutes for news. So pre-NY session has had a lot of volume, right? Look at the volume there. 1400 hours server time on IZ market server time is when pre-NY opens. Look at that. That's a 125 pip drop already. And we're breaking the low. So this low is, the London low is 4096. Yeah, 41. Yeah, almost. Just a couple of pips more. There you go. Broke it. Right? Done. So we broke the London low. We are coming. Now we know where we're coming to. Right? We know where we're coming to. We broke and we closed below the London low. So that's confirmation the price is coming down. Now again, I'm not a breakout trader, so I don't open a sell here. I always wait for a pullback. I want a pullback. If I don't have a pullback, if I do, or it's also called a retracement. If I no retracement, no trade. That's how I trade, right? So if there is no pullback when price is moving down or it's moving up, if there is no if there is no pullback, then no trade. Just a second. Desktop audio. Test. I don't know. It's just my sound seems to be recording just a single channel. Anyway, used to had two channels here. Anyway, let's see. I'll have a look at it later tonight. Um, okay, so got about 12 minutes to news now. Okay, so again, this is what Asian session has done. Asian session has dropped about 65 pips. Yeah, and then the London session has dropped about 145 pips, right? So 65, 145, so more than double. The London session had a lot of volume, right? And pushed down. Um, yeah. Okay. Thanks, Philip. Thanks. Um, it's just that on my mixer, it shows that it's recording one. So maybe it's okay for the stream, but maybe the recording once the software that I use to record the stream is recording just a single channel audio. So that's probably just only the recording then. And then the recording, if I download the recording, I might just hear only just a single channel instead of two stereo. Okay. So the right. So what happened is the Asian session price, the market open here, dropped down, tested this supply level right here. There was a supply level. We tested it, pulled down, pushed down, tested 2750, created the Asian low at right at 2750, went back up, tried to get back up there, couldn't. There was a lot of bearish volume. Created the London high, pushed down, tried again to come back, couldn't. Pushed straight through and fell straight below the Asian low, which is 2750. Fell straight through it, came to the demand zone that we had drawn yesterday, came to that zone, went deep into that zone, pulled back up all the way above the Asian low, closed above, tried to get back to the London high, couldn't, rejected, and started pushing down again. So obviously, when it starts pushing down again, and it can't get to the London high, which is that when it can't get, that means price is heading down, and it's heading down again to the London low, and that's exactly what happened. So that's the trajectory, right? That's the story of price, what's happened so far. Um, so now we've closed below. We've had a 15-minute close. Yeah, we've had a 15-minute close below the London low. Ideally, price should continue down, should come down without any problem. But I want to see a pullback and then a continuation. Now, for me, let's see, 1400. Yeah, so from here onwards, price has broken a single, one high is broken. So I want to see another a break, and then I will draw my fib and look to take a trade. But I would like price to pull back up to higher. I would like price to pull back higher to then take a trade coming down, because I don't want to sell inside this demand zone. Okay, I don't sell inside demand zones, and I don't buy inside supply zones. So I want to see price come up at least and then go. Now, if it breaks this, then that's a different story. If it breaks, then that means that that supply zone, I mean the demand zone, is completely taken out or violated. So it breaks it. If it breaks it now before news, then that's fine. Then I can look for a pullback even here and take a trade. But if it doesn't break it, then I want to see a deeper pullback to take a trade coming down, right? Now again, this is a trend trade. So if it's a trend trade, you can wait for M15 resistance to form and take a trade. If you're looking to take a counter trend trade from here, if price comes down here and you want to take a counter trend trade, then you got to wait for M30 support to form, right? So I feel that price is heading towards 2715, right? It seems very bearish right now. If you look at the 4-hour time frame, yeah, we're moving down. We're creating lower lows and lower highs, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low again, lower high, again a lower low. So let's see if we can have a pullback to have a lower high and then continue down, right? So we are bearish right now, at least on the on the 4, on the smaller time frames, on the 4 and the 1 hour, we're bearish, but on the daily, weekly, we're bullish. Okay, so I would want to take a sell trade, but I want to pull back to take. Okay, so we've broken the zone now, so which is a good thing. Oh, almost there, just a pip, 1 pip away. Yeah, less than a pip away, 5 points away from breaking that zone. So I want to see a pullback and then a continuation down if possible. Uh, if not, price doesn't have to. It can just continue all the way down. If it does that, then unfortunately, no trade for me today. I mean, at least no sells here for me. I might have to wait longer. But I would like to take this trade coming down here. I don't want to take the breakout because I don't know where the pullback is going to be. So if I take a breakout trade here on the next candle, if I anticipate a breakout and take a trade here, I know price is coming here, but before it comes here, it can always pull back up. So I'm not going to be holding a 100 pip trade in drawdown just because I know price is coming down. That makes no sense. I want to see confirmations. The confirmation comes on M15 resistance, when M15 resistance is formed. I hope that's clear. When you have the pullback or the retracement in a trend trade, wait for that M15 resistance. Then you have at least some sort of confirmation. The probability of price going down is now a little higher and in your favor. That price has created now some sort of structure on the M15 time frame, and then you're taking the sell trade down with a little bit more confidence than just taking a breakout trade. But price doesn't need to do that. If it has grabbed enough liquidity from 2750, it doesn't need to come back. It'll just go straight down. And that happens, right? That happens not often, but it happens. And then that's just a probability of it happening and not getting in on a trade. So you have days like that. And that's fine. You got to be okay with days. We've broken the zone. We've broken the zone now. Let's see. Might not pull back. Might just continue down. But we'll have to wait and see. I will take a sell only for if I see a pullback. Otherwise, no. Okay, we've got about 4 minutes to news. So let's see what numbers are they expecting. They're expecting bad numbers, right? So the forecast is bad, more unemployment, right? But if the numbers come in as less, then that means it's good for the US dollar and price should continue to push down. Um, there's another thing that I wanted to say. That it might be best to wait patiently for Feb, because Trump has said that in Feb is when he plans to impose the tariffs on certain countries, right? So that'll strengthen the dollar even further. So don't rush. Don't rush to trade. We're getting to the last week of the month anyway. Next week is the last week of the month. Don't rush. And next week is FOMC. It's the interest rate decision. Don't rush. There's 4 years of Trump, right? So a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a couple of months is no big deal. Just be patient. Wait, because if price is coming down, look on the daily. If price is coming down, look at the amount of structure there is. So price is not going to go straight down in a single candle. There is structure here. So price is going to bounce, pull back, create resistance, continue down, break a zone, continue down, then bounce again at a key level, pull back, create resistance, continue down, right? Just as it created structure going up, it's going to create structure coming down. So there's a lot of opportunity when price is coming down rather than going up, because there's no price action to the left. But coming down, there's a lot of opportunity, because price will have to create structure at all these points here, 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 right, on the daily time frame. So when you look at the 4 hour or session trading, that's a lot of opportunity for the New York session, right? Trying to take sells down, right? So be patient, and then if price continues to come down, look at the amount of structure there is going up. So there's all that structure is there when you're coming down as well. So just be patient, right? Now, let's see. We've clearly broken below, and we're closing. The M30 should might close below the zone and close below the London Open, I think, pretty easily. Just a minute and a half for the candle to close. Um, yeah, we're tapped into this demand level here on the one hour. This one right here. Let's see. Just a minute. There's nothing to do. Honestly, there's nothing to do, because there is no setup. If there was another 15-minute high broken, I would have drawn the fib and waited for a trade, but there is no setup. So we have to wait for um, the news candle to close. Got to wait for the news candle to close. But the zone is broken, so those who want to take sells can take sells. But I would wait for the news candle to close, because my fib setup, entry setup is not there yet. 20 seconds for news. Should drop. Okay, the numbers are bad. Came in as a little higher than expected. So the bad numbers. But it really doesn't matter. These kind of news events really don't matter. They don't really change the course of price or anything. It's just these are unimportant news events. Uh, the important news events for the month are NFP, CPI, interest rate decision, FOMC that comes 30 minutes after the interest rate decision. I'm going in order, yeah. NFP, CPI, interest rate decision, FOMC 30 minutes after interest rate decision, PPI, and retail sales, right? These are the six. I've gone in order of importance. So, any other news event other than that? Not really. Not really going to do much. Um, we have to wait. We have to wait for. If taking sells, we got to wait for the candle to close, right? And we have to. And I would like to see M15 resistance form, to be honest. But at least, at least a high break. If a candle comes breaks a high, then maybe uh, there's opportunity to draw the fib and take a trade. But it would be better to wait for M15 resistance to form and then take a trade. A pullback and resistance, right? We haven't had a pullback yet. So this is the candle that seems to be pulling back. This candle it created a doji. Let's see if there's a pullback. Um, Seems like this is pulling back here. Yeah, let's see if we. Seems like we should get a pullback here. 41 pips. Price should go up. Um, what is this level? Why has price stopped here? Oh, this candle right here. Hmm. This candle right here. Yeah, that candle. Hmm. Price is reacting to this liquidity candle. Yeah, I need to see a pullback and resistance form. No way that I'm going to sell in here. 048489. Hmm. 3871. Might be okay to take a buy here, in fact. Very risky. Under that candle. Yeah. Stop loss under this candle. Let's see. There's a liquidity candle right here. Four, eight, nine. Let's see. Got my stop loss under that liquidity candle. Um, let's see. Let's wait for the, yeah, let's wait for the price to come down. Wait for at least a 15-minute candle to close. If it comes down, it's fine. That's taken a small position. Comes down. Four, seven, one. Just got to wait for this 15-minute candle to close. Yeah, we're coming down. We're coming down. Unless 27, 37, 35 holes, we're coming down. Price needs to close above this to continue up. You need to have a 5-minute strong close above, and then maybe a 15-minute for price to go back up. Let's see where the 15-minute close. If it close below, then I'll close everything. It's about 30, 40 pips risk. It's fine. Yeah, we're coming down. There's no strong move up. It's just yeah, coming down. Just close one position. Just about 30 pips. It's about 27. Yeah, that first one was about 35 pips. Yeah, less than 35 pips, about 32 pips. If you need a strong close, a 15-minute close above 2737.35, a bullish close to show that price is going up from this liquidity candle. I entered a little early, preempting that move. Let's see. I didn't risk anything much. It's just nothing. Yeah, we're coming down. It's very likely to close below that price level, 37.35. Should come down here. Should come down. No bottom wick, should come down. If the price is to go up, should come down and grab liquidity and then head up. Pushing up. But there's no bottom wick, so there's going to be a candle that's going to come down. Maybe if not this candle, maybe the next candle. Okay, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. My stop loss is under that liquidity candle. TP is around 2750. Yeah, 2749 or 2750, around that area. Let's see, but it should come down. There's no bottom wick on this candle. Now, if it comes down and close bearish, that means we're going right through. So it's better to close the trade then. But if it just comes down, grabs liquidity, creates a wick, and closes back bullish, then we're heading up. Okay, I'll be back in a bit. Test. Okay. Okay, probably coming. Let's see. Now I got to pay attention. Is it coming to close bearish or coming for a liquidity grab from under this candle? This low is 36.55. Let's say 6. It's no bottom wick. That is 190. Eight minutes more for the candle to close. Let's see if it needs to come down. Maybe this candle, maybe the same candle comes down, creates a bottom wick, uh, or the next candle does. But if it closes bearish, that means no. If it closes below the wick, below the low bearish, that means we're heading down. It needs to create a wick and then close bullish. Basically a rejection, like grab liquidity from under either the next candle or the same candle, this current candle or the next candle, grab liquidity and go up and close bullish. That's a continuation up. Then price is going to probably reverse and go up. But if you come and close bearish here under this, then we're heading down. Got about 35 minutes to NYSE open. Let's see if we have, this is just ranging for price to continue down, or my initial idea still stands. Pullback, M15 resistance, continuation down, right? That's the initial idea, that still stands. The reason I took this is because there is, price did tap reject this area, and there is a liquidity candle right there on the 30-minute. That candle right there. So that candle, inside that is a 5-minute candle where price came to. That one, that candle right there. So stop loss is under that candle, and let's have a look at that candle again. Yeah. It's nothing. There is if we close bearish, then I'm closing the trade. Let's see, got 3 minutes more. That's the 1 hour close. 30-minute is also closing bearish in a couple of minutes. Yeah, there's nothing happening. It's just prices ranging very similar to what happened yesterday. Just nothing. Nothing's happening. Let's see. Maybe NYSE session brings in volume. It's just slow, very slow. This market's doing nothing right now. So 30-minute candle is closing. Is it closing back above the London low? That's a good sign. Yeah, it's closing back above the London low. And we close bullish. Good. Can we have a pullback again now? So created support, and we grab liquidity from that liquidity candle. We should head higher. Should go up, but it might come down. It might come down to grab more liquidity and then head higher. Yeah, under here. So if it does come down here around 2738, I'll take another entry, or 273750 or 2738. I'll take another entry, anticipating a move up here. All right, back to 2750. Let's see. It may or may not come down. It might just continue up. Let's see. If it does, it comes back up here. There's a rejection here at this supply zone. So we come up here. We might push back down. Let's see. It might be slow. To be honest, it might be very slow, but I'm going to keep this entry open. I'm not going to close it. Going to keep it to just one small position. Keep the stop loss exactly where it is, and let's see what happens with this trade. Yeah, 30-minute has closed above the London low. Are we heading back? We should be heading back at least to the Asian low, which is there. Yeah, should come at least here. Yeah, it might be very, very slow. Let's see. Let's see. What's the time? Yeah, I'll be here another 30 minutes until NYSE open. So we form support, counter trend trade, form support, grab liquidity, form support. Let's see if price can head up. But even though we form support, we're still bearish. Keep that in mind. We're still bearish on the 4 hours and below. 4 hour, 1 hour, we're bearish, right? So the 4 hour we're bearish. On the 1 hour we're bearish. But we form 30-minute support. So that doesn't mean that we're going up now. It just means that we might have a pullback. That's what it means. We might have a pullback. Doesn't mean that this is may not be a reversal. It might just be a pullback. Let's see. We've taken a trade based off that liquidity candle to the left that I showed on the 30-minute. It's also there visible on the 5-minute, down to the 5-minute. So price, soon as price rejected this was a rejection. So on the 15-minute, it's clear. You can see that that's a doji price. If it wasn't a rejection, this candle would have closed bearish, right? This wick would have been there, but closed bearish. But the reason it closed bullish is because there was liquidity here to push price up and close bullish. So even though that's a doji, that was a liquidity. There was liquidity there. And that is why I looked left, and there is a high liquidity candle on the 30-minute time frame. So that is why I drew that zone, and I went down to the 5-minute time frame and narrowed it down to the 5-minute time frame. And that's why I took this trade. Just here would have been better if I got in further down, but this is okay. And let's see if we can push up. Honestly, the price action is not clean. Price action is not clean. You can see how ugly this is on the 1 hour. It's just really ugly. This is not clean moves. Um, this is cleaner structure, right? Look at on the 1 hour time frame, look at the NY session moves, okay? Right from here, clean, drop, and a clean rally, 3 candles, right? Again, rally, clean, 3 candles coming down, candle going up, clean, right? Same thing. NY, clean move up, continuation up, right? Same thing, drop, clean move up, right? But look at this, it's just ugly. Candle up, candle down, down, candle up, candle down. It's just ugly. And I want to see a move like before, where you have a clean move up, a drop, and then a rally, or a rally and then a drop. Clean move, like 1 hour candles need to look clean. That's what I mean. Not this one going up, one coming down, the next one going up, the next one coming down. That's with big wicks. That's ugly. That's a lot of indecision. That's what it is. All of this is indecision. Price was deciding, is it going to break close above here yesterday? Is it going to break above, close above 27580? Is it going to close below? It finally decided to close below and then dropped, right? Now, this is a liquidity grab to go further up. We spoke about this right at the beginning of the session. Is this a reversal at 275,850 to come down, or is this price has closed above 2750? So is this a liquidity grab? We broke below the daily low, which hardly had any wick. Yesterday's daily candle hardly had any wick. We broke below it. Is this a liquidity grab to continue higher? Is that what it is? We'll have to wait and see. Right now, there is nothing. There's no volume. And if the 1 hour candles start looking like this, then that's it. I'm gonna close the trade in the stream and just maybe take. I'll be here tomorrow, but just take the week. Not open any trades tomorrow, and maybe even next week. Just wait for Feb. As I said, wait for Feb. Feb is going to be a lot more clear direction on. Um, there is direction on what the administration is planning to do, but execution of that direction is probably going to be in Feb. So once those things are executed, or just before they execute, that's when you start seeing clear direction on for gold. All right. So maybe wait for that. Wait for Feb. He said that Trump has said that 1st of Feb is when he plans to impose tariffs. Let's see. Let's see. There's a lot of things happening in the news. In fact, Trump's been giving a lot of interviews. See what's in the news. Yeah. So he has confirmed tariffs on China. The last story that I heard was that I read was that he was considering tariffs on China, but not confirmed. But now he's confirmed tariffs on China. He had confirmed tariffs on Mexico and Canada. I think it was like 25% or something. But yeah, so it's 10% on Chinese goods, and then 25% on Canada and Mexico, starting Feb 1st. Yeah. So now, once that kicks in, there'll be start to see a lot some changes in the market, which is good for the US dollar. Yeah, right now we have nothing. There is just prices doing absolutely nothing. We'll place a pending order here. 70. Stop loss will be so place the pending order there, just under that, under 2737.90s, 2737.70. Yeah, just under that candle for a liquidity grab to head higher. Let's see if we get there. Right now, there is nothing. There's no volume to go up, nor is there volume to come down. Again, remember, if I see resistance form, then chances are price is coming down. Okay, so 3 minutes more for this candle to close. Let's see. If this closes bearish, then I might need to rethink about these orders and maybe close them, because we might be continuing down then. Yeah, let's see. Wait for a couple of minutes, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes more. Let's see if this candle closes bearish, then I'll close these trades. I'm not going to hold them because remember this is a counter trend trade. So the first sign of price coming down like this, I'm going to close it. And then it might be, I might just open up a here based off this fib here. Let's see if there's a pullback. Yeah, let's see, we seem to be closing bearish. Let's see. It's going to wait another minute and a half, a minute, 2 minutes. So you got to manage risk. You got to manage risk. You got to have a logical plan of managing risk. Now see, the candle is very likely closing bearish. So the probability now, if we close bearish like this, of price going in your direction, which is bias for going there, is cut by half. It's cut by half, right? If we close bearish. If this candle closes bearish, the probability of price heading high is cut by half. So if that is cut by half, maybe your position also needs to be cut by half, right? Isn't that logic? Isn't that logical? Um, that's that's the only way. That's the only way to be to be on top in this business. You got to have a logical plan uh, that you follow every time when you want to manage risk. Like same kind of plan. So I follow price action, right? But you got to have set some rules for yourself. So let's see, 20 seconds. If you close a doji, I might just keep the entry. But if you close like this, that's a rejection. That's coming down. Okay, so that's a doji. That's a nothing. We don't really know what that candle doesn't mean anything. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. But wait for the next 15-minute candle to close. That's a doji. It has yeah, it has opened and closed almost in the exact same place. It doesn't mean anything. But if it had closed down here, then that's a bearish close. And if it had closed below the London low, that's a bearish close. I would have closed my trades, but close the doji above the London low. So we've got to wait for the next 15-minute candle now. You got to follow a logical um, plan or a rule that you can apply every time. If this had closed bearish, or if the next one closes bearish, so the close of this 15-minute candle will be the close of the 30-minute candle, right? So if this closes bearish, that means the 30-minute candle is closing bearish. So that means there is the chances of price going up is cut by 50% straight, probably more, because you have a 30-minute candle close, you have resistance form, and a 30-minute candle close bearish against you. So now the chances are that there is of going up is cut by 50% or more. So you need to cut your positions then, because it's not a clean move. Okay, look at this London move, clean move down, right? Bearish candles form, straight down. Look at this kind of pre-NY kind of move, clean move. We came to a liquidity candle, grab liquidity, straight down, clean move. We're not getting that here, right? Price came, tapped, it's formed support, but again, it's trying to push down. It's undecisive. Is that liquidity enough for price to move up or not? Is it coming back down to grab more liquidity? Is it coming back to close a bearish candle and continue down? It's not clear, not clean like this, like the move up or the move down, like this move down, this move up, this move down. That's clear decisions. Price gets to a liquidity candle. Here, price got to a liquidity candle, move down. Price came here. We had a liquidity candle drawn here yesterday. It came to that, made a decision, went straight up in the London session. Um, but right now, it's not making a clear decision like that. So we got to wait. Got to wait for candles to close. So I'm going to wait another 12 minutes for this 15-minute candle to close and then make a decision. Am I going to continue to hold this? Or am I going to close this trade? If the candle closes a 15-minute bearish candle, then the 30-minute will also close bearish. Then it's likely that price is going against me. And I'm not going to hold drawdown. I hate drawdown. So I'm going to close the trade. But if it closes bullish, then it's likely price is going in my direction. We're creating, if it closes bullish, what it means is price is creating higher highs and high lows, right? That's what it means. High highs, high lows. If it closed bearish, that means we've made a lower low. And then the next candle can make a lower high and then make a even lower low, right? And if it makes an even lower low, I might be in drawdown, I might get stopped out. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. Gonna let this trade run for the next 10 minutes, 10 and a half minutes. Let's see, 10 minutes, 11 minutes. Okay. Still 7 minutes for the candle to close. NYC session opens in what, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes. Okay. So I'm going to let this trade run. I'm going to end the stream in about 10 minutes. I usually keep it to a couple of hours. Um, so here's what here's an idea for um, for the next couple of hours, next 2 to 3 hours, right? Up to 3 hours, maybe, yeah, 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Um, After NYSE open. If you want to take sells, wait for M30 resistance, right? We don't have volume. To be honest, there isn't volume. Price is ranging. We've just made about 200 pips a day for the day. Price has moved about 200 pips for the day. There isn't much volume yet today. There was volume in the London session, but in the New York session, volume has kind of died down, right? So wait for M30 resistance to form, and then take a trade coming down. Wait for M30 resistance, right? So if price comes to the EMAs, those there are various places price can grab liquidity from. Um, 1 second, let me just pull that up. Uh, yeah. So these are the five areas that I look for liquidity on a price chart, right? Supply demand zones, BRNs or big round numbers. Those are psychological round numbers like 2700, 2750, 2650, 2600, 2550, and then weekly SR levels that you see on my price chart, and the EMAs, okay, and then the EMA crosses. Don't worry about this too much. This rarely happens in the New York session. Um, okay, so here, if price is to grab liquidity to move down, there are several areas the price can come to. One is the EMAs. Then just above that is 2750, that's a BRN. And then third is the liquidity candle, right? That candle right there. So at any one of those areas, wait for M30 resistance to form and then take a trade to come down to retest the NY new low that in NY session, right? So we created a new low, wait for uh, resistance to form and then take a trade. Any one of these, right? Um, and then the stop loss would be, the safer stop loss would be above the liquidity candle, right? Above this candle high. So above 2755 would be your stop loss to take a trade coming down from somewhere here, and your TP levels would be down here, right? So 2739, right? 2739 would be a good area to take partial positions, and then further down, if price breaks this, come down here to about 2729, right? 2730, 2730, 2729. So 2739 and 2729, right? That's for sells. Stop loss, the more aggressive stop loss would be above the M30 resistance, above the M30 candle high that formed resistance, right? That's a more aggressive stop loss. The safer stop loss would be above this liquidity candle high. That's for sells. For buys, buys are already in play. This is a counter trend trade, so this is a very risky trade. So as soon as I see the first um, candle that close against me, like for example, if I see an M30 resistance form or even an M15 resistance form, I'm closing these trades, right? Because it's a counter trend trade. Price is coming down. We can see on the 4-hour, we are pushing down under 2750. We got about 30 minutes for the 4-hour candle to close. So if we close bearish under 2750, that means we are very likely continuing down to probably here, right? To this demand zone right here. So that would be, also can be your final TP level. If you do get in high here, if you do get an entry on your sell somewhere here, you can ride it all the way down here. It's about a 200 pip drop, right? Um, so I've taken a counter trend trade. It's a very risky trade. So I will close it on the first sign, right? So I just want to see, um, yeah, 30-minute is closing bullish. Yeah, as soon as I see a M15 bearish candle close, this is a doji. That's not a, even though it's a it's a bearish doji. It's not a bearish rejection. The candle, if the candle close was somewhere here, if the body was at least 7 or 8 pips, then I would have closed the trade. But we closed the doji and we continued higher. So soon as I see M15 resistance form, M15 bear candle form, I'm closing these trades, right? Because this is a counter trend trade and the trend is down. Price is coming down. You can see price is below the moving averages. So I'm looking for that pullback to take a trade down. And what I just explained, the sell trade that I just explained is the sell trade that I'm looking to take today, right? That'll probably be after the streams because that's not going to happen right now. It's going to be, it might take another 2 hours. I'm not going to be here for the next couple of hours. So I'm going to watch these areas, probably put a price alert around 2749 and just watch price come there and what it does when it gets there, okay, if it gets there, to take a sell trade coming down. But the idea that I shared is the idea that I want to take, the trade that I want to take. 30 seconds more for the candle to close. That's also the open NYSE session open in 20 seconds, right? So let's see how that first 15-minute candle is going to be. That first 15-minute candle of the NYSE open is very important for this trade that I'm in. Not all the time, but for this trade that I'm in. Because if that first 15-minute closes bearish, that means very likely price is coming down. There's no need for me to hold the trade. I should probably close it as soon as I can, right? Otherwise, I'm holding it up here, anticipating price to push up, get to these areas. Yeah, we're heading up. No wick, no top wick. We're heading higher. We should come here. We should come to this area. Let's see. It's about 40 pips away. Okay, so I've shared the setup for the cells that I'm looking for, and what to kind of visualize for the next 2 to 3 years. So if you see candles form in the way I explained, then you can risk what you want and take those trades, right? But it's very important to visualize. You see it, to visualize and then see the candles print like that. Okay, so like I said, I'm in buys. I took buys base here. I took buys here based off that liquidity candle on the left, and we are pushing up. Let's see if we can get past this supply zone here. There's a drop base and a drop. If you can get past this to continue higher, another 20 pips up to 2749. Okay, if you get to 2749, that's about 100 pips on that trade. Yeah, about 100 pips, roughly about 98 pips. All right, okay, so I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last day of the week. Again, I'm not really looking to take any trades maybe tomorrow and not even next week. Maybe take it easy because I want Feb to come in. Let's see let's see, because we're very close to all-time highs, right? We're above all of these highs. We've broken above these highs, right? We're inside this supply zone right here. So let's see if we are going to, we should come down, right? We're inside supply, we should come down. Um, so let's see some sort of structure form, right? So daily candle close below 2750, bearish candles begin to close, then that's confirmation that we're coming to 2715 again, right? And that's a nice drop of about 300-400 pips up to 2715, and then maybe even to 2700, to this demand zone right here. Okay, so but we need to see a daily close, right, down to take that those trades coming down. All right, so we are pushing up. Let's see if we get up here, and keep in mind the sell idea that I shared. See you guys tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. EST, and we'll do our prep work, and then we'll look for some setups. All right, see you guys tomorrow.